Yo, 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 yo. Big Catch back up in here, man. Rory and Maul is getting on Andrew Schultz. I ain't look at the video yet, but we about to tap in to see what they talking about, man. Y'all know I'll leave a link in the description. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
So Brilliant Idiot is just gay because why homie want Kendrick?
I don't think he said he wants to sleep.
Said
with
he
Kendrick.
would.
Dude, that's more so of a disrespect. Me and I could whoop your. I could literally mop the floor with you.
Have you ever said you wanted to fuck somebody that you knew whose ass you could be? Have you ever said that?
Mike
I'll
Tyson
fuck you, I'll
used,
make
that
love
used
to
to be
you.
a Tyson tactic.
Yeah. So you love me.
You love me.
And fill in
I believe him.
the other.
That was hard too. He meant that shit.
I believe Mike when he said that. I was like, you know what? He's not lying.
Maybe Schultz. was
And if he
taking
did
that
it, it wouldn't even be like an erotic thing.
Yeah, no.
It would be a violent.
No, yeah.
Like somebody stop this. Like,
There would be nothing gay about it. It would just be.
The power
It'd be
dynamic.
horrific.
yeah,
Somebody
man.
stop this.
I'll
No,
fuck you till you love me.
yeah. That's,
And then use the F word after.
yeah, love it, man.
All right, so I guess we get into the Schultz thing.
Let me just say this.
Uh,
I think Andrew Schultz, I understand everything he said. I understand where he was coming from. I think that people are just mad that it came from that face.
We not just gonna speed past that like he ain't just say what he just said. What you mean you understand it? It don't matter what face it came from. It's just bugging.
Maybe Schultz was
And if he
taking
did
that
it, it wouldn't even be like an erotic thing.
Yeah, no.
It would be a violent.
No, yeah.
Like somebody stop this. Like,
There would be nothing gay about it. It would just be.
The power
It'd be
dynamic.
horrific.
yeah,
Somebody
man.
stop this.
I'll fuck you till you love me.
Yeah. That's,
And then use the F word after.
yeah, love it, man.
All right, so I guess we get into the Schultz thing.
Let me just say this.
Uh,
I think Andrew Schultz, I understand everything he said. I understand where he was coming from. I think that people are just mad that it came from that face.
What?
I think if it was a brown, more melanated face, people would be inclined to agree.
But a brown or melanated face wouldn't say that.
I mean, Charlamagne said he would suck if he lost a bet, so it's kind of the
I don't
same.
see how those two things correlate.
Well,
whatsoever.
Schultz said he would make love to a man. He was more gentle about it. He's like, I can make love to you if I wanted to.
Okay, but are you on the side of only I'm allowed to talk about the problems in my house? Outsiders are not.
No,
That's wild.
Okay.
This is wild.
because the problems in your house can affect me too. Like if I'm a teacher,
You think Schultz was affected?
no, I'm just saying if the problems in your house can affect me as well.
Mm.
That's the thing that I think, because you go out into the real world, right? So now if you having problems, having a bad day, and we work together,
Mm.
and you come into the workspace with that energy, that directly affects me because
It
of what's
certainly
going on.
happened.
Exactly. So yeah, it affects. Yeah, absolutely. Not saying that I can tell you how to fix the problems in your house. That's maybe not my place, but to say that the problems in your house don't.
Mr. Maul, if somebody walk up to you and say the same thing Andrew Schultz said to Kendrick Lamar, what would you do? That's what I would like to know. What would you do? What would you say? Are you going to say, I understand where you're coming from? Is that what you're going to say? Or you going to snap? Y'all let me know what y'all think Maul would say if somebody came to him and approached him and said the same thing Andrew Schultz said to Kendrick Lamar.
Don't affect other people, I think is a bit of a stretch.
I mean, all right, I'm on the side of not really giving a f- what Schultz has to say about hip hop to begin with, and that's not a shot. I think Schultz is a great comedian. I just have never cared what he's ever had to say about hip hop. It's never crossed my mind.
He's one of many people I don't care.
And that's not just a Schultz thing. There's
Yeah,
plenty of people.
plenty of
But
people I don't care.
With that said, I do understand somewhat of the outrage of people that are looking at this like, all right, Kendrick said something about you. Why are you making this a hip hop thing? If you just want to talk to Kendrick Lamar, talk to Kendrick Lamar. Why are you now trying to devalue hip hop, even if there is some truth in what he's saying? I don't think we needed Schultz to tell us that hip hop has had a misogynistic history.
What?
But why can't it be about Kendrick? Like I laughed when he said, I'll fuck you in a jail cell. I thought it was funny.
Mhm.
I'll make love to you. I thought it was hilarious.
Mhm.
But I see why people are upset. What the fuck does Schultz have to say about hip hop when you're talking to Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Lamar is not the face of hip hop.
But he was
he's not
talking-
all hip. He's not all hip hop. What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
No, I think he spoke about things directly.
I want y'all to see what Rory only had a slight problem with, and I want you to compare it with what he thought was funny. You see the nature It's the nature.
associated with Kendrick?
He did, but I think what people are more upset about is not him saying, well, I guess some people are upset that he said he'd fuck Kendrick Lamar. But the overall outrage I've seen is who is Schultz to criticize hip hop, and what does that even have to do with you and Kendrick Lamar? What?
That's always a slippery, because on one hand, Schultz has obviously supported hip hop. Schultz has obviously supported hip hop. Schultz has obviously supported hip hop.
How has he supported
Wait, hold
hip-hop?
on. I don't want to make this like I'm going against
Thank you,
Schultz,
sis.
but I have to give some. Since fucking when has Andrew Schultz
You don't
given
think-
back to hip hop?
Well, you said she giving back. Do you think that Andrew Schultz has ever purchased tickets to hip hop shows? Do you think he's ever purchased hip hop
No.
music? Do you?
I actually don't think.
All right, man.
I don't.
Y'all, all right, dog.
When
Y'all don't think Andrew Schultz has ever
Maybe.
been to a hip hop concert
Okay,
ever
cool.
in his life?
Cool.
Where's your evidence? Like, you can't just be saying stuff like that. Where's your, like, you just making up stuff. Come on, bro.
Nobody in here thinks Andrew Schultz has ever been to a hip hop concert.
I don't think.
Oh, yeah, of course.
No, he's been to 15 50 Cent shows last year. I don't
So-
think he paid for the ticket.
I'm not saying. I said supported hip hop.
Okay, supported is paying.
Andrew
I don't
Schultz
think
has
that
a,
he's spending money
Andrew
on
Schultz has
hip-hop.
a huge platform. Has he not supported artists in hip hop? Has he not spoken positively about artists in hip hop?
Oh yeah, probably.
All right, then. So why are we so now that
But
he's
that's-
speaking?
that's the
now-
line?
No, I'm not saying he's responding to somebody sending what he felt like was a direct shot at him on a record. This did not come out of the blue thin air. He's responding to a shot that somebody sent at him, and that's the problem with people. When you send a shot at somebody, you can't dictate then how they respond to that
sure.
shot. So that's all I'm saying. I understand why people are mad at Andrew. That face talking about this culture, I get it. But he only responded because he was sent for.
I agree.
So let's
I
keep
agree
that
there.
in perspective
Was
as well.
he or
He didn't-
was he not rightfully sent for though?
whether he was rightfully sent for or not, he was sent for. So he's responding to somebody sending a shot at him.
And
Okay.
I'm telling you, I have no real issue with him making the jokes back to Kendrick. I actually thought it was a hilarious rant. The second part that I'm saying,
How is that funny? How? I don't get it. Like, I don't hear the, oh, how could that make you chuckle inside? How? I don't get it.
and what I think most people are outraged about, is who the fuck are you to put hip hop on trial? Who the fuck am I to put hip hop on trial?
No, we're not outraged about that. We're not outraged about that. We're outraged about you saying this about another grown man, emasculating him out in the public like that. Even though you said it verbally, you're still putting that buck breaking spirit out in the atmosphere. Like you trying to reiterate what happened back then. That's why I tell you I get the Willie Lynch letter. Bro, nah, man. No, you don't say nothing like, come on, bro.
Like, what do you like? Yes, we all know hip hop has a misogynistic past, but who the fuck are you?
I think-
like it has nothing to do
I
with
don't
your
think it
back
was
and
more
forth
so-
with Kendrick Lamar.
I don't think it was more so about him putting hip hop on trial. I think he was directly putting the mirror up to Kendrick saying, look at the hypocrisy that you are speaking of.
And I'm
Like I can't make jokes about black women, but here so the culture that you're a part of can disrespect, tear down, talk about, degrade, all kind of shit, and you're not speaking to none of that, but you're speaking to a joke that I
think
made?
it is fair to say that there has been evidence.
Well, obviously, Kendrick Lamar is speaking to that. If he sit up there and say, don't let nobody talk about black women, don't let no white comedian talk about black women, that's law. Obviously, he's trying to take up for black women, so you can't, what the heck, what's going on here, man? Am I bugging?
That hip hop has not supported black women, but as opposed to what? The world? Like, why is hip hop now the niche thing that we have to say is misogynistic?
Nobody's saying
the
that
world
this
is
the niche-
misogynistic.
That's a fact, but nobody
So what does that have to do with your back and forth with Kendrick Lamar? I know he was saying
He was
a white
responding.
comic can't make jokes about black
Exactly.
women, and he's saying, yo, but hip hop doesn't. Okay, you're going back and forth with Kendrick Lamar. From what I've seen, I don't know Kendrick Lamar. I don't think he's torn down black women.
No,
So
I don't think so.
So
either.
what does Schultz reply in that
You picked
part
the wrong rapper
have
to try
to
to
do
use
with
that.
what we're talking about? Like, talk to Kendrick. Has Kendrick been misogynistic? Tell me that. Why are you putting hip hop on trial? And if you want to
why
put
do
hip
you
hop
keep-
on trial for not protecting black women, put the world on trial for not protecting black women.
Right, but again, keeping it to the perspective on what this is, he's
I
responding.
mean, we're
He's responding
deep into something
in
that's not the
particular
same, but-
to a direct bar from this artist that was, he felt like, again, I don't think Kendrick said his name, but he felt like that was a shot at him.
it was.
Okay, so he responded to that in the way he responded. Were points made in what Andrew Schultz was saying?
Sure.
That's all I'm speaking to. Points were made, but from who it's from, people have a problem.
No, but Rory's point is his points were made about the art form, not the person that attacked him.
Yeah.
No, he spoke about
Well, he said he'd
he
make
spoke
love
about his
to him.
affiliations with people who have disrespected women, who have cases that they've assaulted. When Andrew Schultz spoke about all of that. He spoke about all of that in that rant. Don't just look at the clips. Go look at that whole thing. He directly people that are
listened to
directly
that whole
affiliated with
thing,
Kendrick. He spoke to.
We listen. We're flagrant fans.
I listened to Flagrant. I listened to the whole episode, and that's the thing. Like, there's clips going out, but it's like a running. That whole episode is like a running thing of him jabbing at Kendrick, which I have nothing. I
That's
think
fine,
It's fine.
yeah.
He's totally well.
He
within
fucking
his
raps
right.
about you.
But it's
Go
like
make jokes
it
about
runs
him.
throughout the whole episode. That clip does not do it justice enough. He really goes at it, but I don't know. Shit, why the fuck not?
And-
Why not
Where
what?
I'm at on it.
And we're
I think,
also like micro analyzing a comedy rant. So like we're taking it a little too far, but I understand the outrage. Like I get why people are looking at him like, who the fuck are you to even bring up hip hop and its faults? That's all. If you want to bring up Kendrick Lamar's faults, that's fair because you guys have a back and forth. Like you said, Kendrick says something about him. He's allowed to reply any fucking way he wants. But what does hip hop have to do with this now?
So, all right. So on one hand, all right. So Andrew Schultz can't speak on hip hop because he's a white man.
I never said that.
No, Rory's
Speak on
sitting
hip-hop?
right.
Why y'all trying to switch the goal? Why y'all trying to move the goalposts? The problem is he tried to emasculate the man and saying something egregious. I don't even care about what he said about hip hop. Let's tackle the first thing. I care about what he said about hip hop, but that's not priority. To me, it's not priority. Priority is you said you were bend a grown man over. Come on, bro. What? And they not talking about it. Like, come on, bro. It's not funny.
right next to you
So why can't Andrew Schultz speak on hip hop?
because Andrew Schultz is
He
not
doesn't love
involved
MF
in the
Doom.
culture of hip hop. That's why.
Well, how is he not involved in the culture? I mean,
You mean what?
how is he not involved in the culture? Because he doesn't make music?
I don't think
Just tell me. You can't say he's not
Kendrick-
involved in the
Alright,
culture
and
and don't explain
Andrew
how
Schultz-
he's not.
Andrew Schultz would 1000% be successful with or without Charlemagne. He is an extremely talented person. His success would happen no matter what. But he would not be in this culture had he not sat next to fucking Charlemagne in the beginning of his career. Schultz would have nothing to do with anything hip hop related if he was not sitting next to Charlemagne the God.
Yeah, but that's not fair because that's his life. That's what happened.
No, I know.
So then he is to what
That's
you're
like me saying
he's
you
part
would
of
you
it.
would have nothing to do with the culture if Sha Money didn't hire you.
That's
to do
not
something.
true though.
Not true.
But that's not true because
I
Rory
bought
was raised in
tickets.
this culture. Like Rory
To your
is-
point, I bought mad tickets.
But that's the difference. Like when people bring up white people in hip hop, right? And I'm all for gatekeeping culture. If you know Rory, you know Rory's story. Rory has been addicted to hip hop since he was a kid.
And you don't
He's
think
been
Andrew Schultz has
obsessed
been?
with it. No,
How do you know
because
that?
he's
I don't.
Maul got to go, bro. Maul got to go, bro. Maul got to go, bro. Maul got to go. I could never argue with something. I don't like arguing, period. But going back and forth with a Maul, there's no way, bro. There's no way. I either had to walk away or I
I don't know.
when has he ever shared that? When
Yeah,
has he
I
ever
listen to
shared
his
his
podcast.
history?
He does that often on the
Okay.
show, and he grew up in New York City. Grew up here. He
Everybody
grew
who
up in
grew up in
hip-hop
New York
culture.
City does not.
Doesn't mean-
New York City
City
is
is a
not
big
hip
part
hop
of
Listen
culture.
to this show. Like he does. Like,
Okay,
I
people
think
in
it's
the Midwest
You
that
can't just
are
say
hip-hop.
that.
Yeah,
People in
I don't know Andrew Schultz's origins.
Neither do I,
And,
and I don't want to.
I think, but that's the thing. Like,
But
they,
I can make an assumption.
they say often on the show.
we both can, but I'm not.
Everyone on
All right,
that
so
show.
you even agree with me, Demaris.
No, I'm just saying I'm not going to sit there and say he's not a part of the culture. I don't know his background. I don't know. He might have been fucking BMX riding, tagging, graffiti tagging. He
That's
might have
Adam
been
22.
I know Adam was doing, but I'm saying Schultz might have been a part of that as well. I'm saying I can't speak to that.
Adam 22 or Schultz is more involved in our culture.
I don't know what Schultz has done. I can't speak to that. So I can't say he hasn't, because then something to come out tomorrow where he was doing all kind of shit in the early 90s that I had no idea about, a part of the culture, and then I'll look like I got egg on my face. So I can't
You
speak
didn't know
to that.
Schultz was a b-boy?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about
His
Andrew
mom
Schultz's
owned a dance
origin.
studio.
I don't know nothing much about
Could have
it.
been b-boy.
So can we talk about, because I think this is a conversation that needs to be had, and maybe we aren't the people to have it, but fuck it, we're here. What makes someone a part of the culture? What makes it okay for someone to even comment on our culture and be looked to and given clips and given attention for it, what makes you a part of the culture?
I can't answer that because it's not my place to answer. I've
Smart man.
admittedly a fucking guest. I don't know who can say what. I'll listen to the people that can make those calls.
But also, like, if you listen,
I'm just commenting
What
on
makes anybody able to do that?
That's the question I just asked.
But anybody, whether and not just Schultz, like particular anybody, what makes them a part of the culture?
That's the question I just asked.
I'm asking you, answer it.
What makes you a part of the culture is that if you're going through the same things that rappers talk about, if you're a part of the upliftment of the people, that's what it's about. That's what makes you a part of it. If you identify with the struggles from the origins of hip hop, that's what makes you a part of the culture. If you able to identify, if you able to relate, if you able to understand, that's what makes you a part of the culture. Let's just say a hip hop head white kid from the suburbs. He grew up all good and perfect, but his thing is he's going to go to that concert. He's going to go and he's going to go and be a part of what he loves. He's a part of the culture. He's a part of the hip hop culture. If he's willing to go do anything, I gotta do this. You're a part of the culture. Andrew Schultz, he doesn't display that he's a part of it because he had Lil Yachty on. Your Lil Yachty is not his priority. People that's a part of the culture, they understand, they able to identify, oh, this is what I like. This is my thing. This is what I like to do. This is my pastime. Hip hop.
You're asking me the question I just asked you.
Okay, but I'm asking, what is? All right, so hold on. So let me help you out because whenever I ask you something, you seem to not understand what I'm asking. I'm gonna break it down.
Neither do you.
What part of the culture do you think Andrew Schultz had to be involved in for him to be able to speak on the culture?
I just asked you the question, what makes anybody? I never said white. I never said Andrew Schultz. Let's break it down. What makes anybody able to speak on the culture? This is your show. I'm asking you.
I think if you consume it, I think if you grew up around it, I think that if you have people that are directly involved in it, I think that if you're somebody who has done your history on it, I think if you're somebody who supports it, embraces it, I think that all gives you validity to speak on the negatives that come along. If you supported it and consumed it and helped forward it in some form of fashion.
So if you never seen Andrew Schultz do none of that, why would you say that he's a part of? Now he's explaining how a person is in the culture. If you never seen Andrew Schultz do any of that, how could you sit up there and say that he's a part of it?
Fashion, I think that gives you validity to speak on it. So now, what do you think Andrew Schultz would have to do for him to speak on the culture?
Well, you just named everything that you believe. So do you believe that he's done that?
I believe in ways he supported hip hop culture. Absolutely.
See, I can't.
Okay, and you mean by
Absolutely.
like buying a tape, buying a ticket? This isn't me trying to argue with you. I'm genuinely asking.
However he's consumed it, however he supported it, however he's tried to help further it, I think that he can then speak on the negatives that are also in the culture. As long as he's not tearing down and trying to pull the culture.
He said, "Long as he not tearing down." What is that you thought was funny? What is that?
Backwards. I think that he could speak on the negatives. If he's a part of it, he grew up in it, around it. Why can he not speak on it? But this is anybody. If you grew up around the culture, a part of it, have partaken in some part of the culture, supported it in any way, whichever your way is, whether you stood online to see your favorite artist, bought their merch, went to concerts, fucking shared the music with somebody. However you supported the forwarding of this culture, I think that if you notice something that is negative about it, you can speak on it.
Okay, but do we just give that when somebody's speaking on it in response to somebody coming at you? Like if you never cared about the violence.
That's just man shit. If you feel like somebody's coming at you and you feel like you want to respond, that's your choice as a man. I don't have nothing to do with that.
So then that means that your reasoning behind speaking on something, you're not coming from a good place. You're coming from a place of, oh, this person disrespected me, so I want to disrespect them back. Because you didn't give a fuck about the violence in hip hop towards women before you can use it as a aha gotcha to somebody saying something to you. Mm-hmm. So that's where it's like, you don't really care about this. This is not a true critique because you don't give a fuck. But if you can use it as a aha against somebody else.
How can you say he doesn't give a fuck though?
Because you haven't addressed it before. Well, I have no recollection of him
say that. Okay. And that's my point.
So, but that's the only thing we can speak on, though, is what we've seen.
Which is what I said in the beginning. I don't know Andrew Schultz's origin story.
Okay.
So
I
how
don't
could
know
you
it.
say-
So I can't say he's not a part of the culture. I can't say he's out of line for speaking on the culture.
So how could you say he is then? How could you say he is? The only thing you can say is, I don't know. That's it. You can't say if he is or he ain't. You need to say, I don't know.
To the way he did. I don't know his origin story. Now, if you tell me his origin story and it's like, yo, but you was never really, you never fucked with the culture. You never supported it. You never then we could have that story. But until then, I'm saying you can't sit there and say, nah, he can't. Why not? If he comes from the culture and he supported the culture in his life, why can't he not speak on the negatives of it? I speak on cultures that I'm not from, but I've also supported those cultures as well. I can speak on the negatives of it, like, yo, that's kind of whack. I may not be from it, but I supported it somehow.
Okay.
It's the same shit all the way around. And I think that instead of us putting this divisive racial energy into everything somebody responds to, it's like, yo, but have the conversation like, yo, Schultz, but yo, where you from? Like, tell us your story if you don't know. Because some people know Schultz better than I do. And they're probably thinking at us like, yo, y'all bugging. He used to do this, he did that, we might be dead wrong. So that's what I'm saying. Me personally, I don't know. But if you're somebody that's from the culture and you supported it, you can absolutely speak to the negatives of the culture. 100%. Why not?
Okay.
We all do it. We all speak on cultures we not from and the negatives of it. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Yo, they was foul for that. We not from those cultures, but we supported it somehow.
But when it's somebody from that culture that you would, no matter what you've done, you're still a visitor. And when it's somebody that's from that culture and they are directly addressing, they're not just making fun of you for no reason. They're addressing you making condemning jokes about Black women, right? And this is an artist who no matter what he's done in his real life or whatever y'all believe, has been known for being the Black savior and uplifting Black women, right? So when that artist says something to you about the disparaging remarks that you make about Black women, he's not the only person to critique you about that. Instead of saying something about or internalizing or looking at maybe what the fuck you're saying, you responded, oh, but you're Black and hip hop disrespects Black women. Yeah, but you're not Black. And you're also disrespecting Black women. So that's the thing. Like, it's not, people aren't just attacking him because he came back at Kendrick. It's what Kendrick said about him or allegedly about him. You make disparaging comments about Black women. Why are y'all letting white comedians make disparaging remarks about Black women? Instead of him shutting up, because he knows he does that, and just be like, hey, I do make these remarks, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. You come back and be like, oh, but hip hop.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great
Yes,
combo,
you
by
got
the
a
way.
point.
I was enjoying being a fly on the wall. It was like a really
Big
good
fly,
Housefly. Loud.
horse
and-
fly.
No, really, that was
Nah.
a really, really good conversation.
Schultz did tweet while you guys were talking the clip of that little short guy. What's his name? Hezbollah punching Mike Tyson, alluding to obviously Schultz being Tyson in this and him picking up who would be Kendrick in this situation.
Have you seen the clip when Tyson later found out? He's like, I didn't know
You
that
thought it
was a grown
kid?
man.
Yeah.
But also to close this, I was a big fan of Brilliant Idiots in the early days because I'm a hipster. Schultz has very admittedly said he's not really a hip hop guy.
Okay,
He's-
so then I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's
You should have said that in the beginning. That's all you had to say at the beginning, bro.
that was always kind of like the thing when Charlamagne would even talk about hip hop shit. Schultz, at that time, it's drastically changed. But at that time, he'd be like, I'm gonna shut up. I don't even know about this hip hop shit. Like,
Oh,
that-
okay. See, I didn't
And
know that.
that whole crew, like Mark and all the guys on that crew. I mean, I know Alex listens to this show, but like Alex is supposed to be
Shout out to
there.
Alex.
Is supposed to be like their like default like report on black shit guy. But the funny thing about Alex is like, and Alex admits too, like none of them are hip hop experts. They're not in that space that much.
Man,
So
come
like
on,
they're
bro.
all very kind of
Like I said, hip hop is a stepping stone for a lot of people to push their agenda because they know when you involve yourself in hip hop, you start gathering people together because these people that's being they love hip hop. They love hip hop so much. They allow any and everybody in, and these people know that. I want to start a painting business. Oh, let me make a rap commercial. Oh, I want everybody to vote for me. Let me go get a rapper. Let me go get Cardi B to stand on stage and not know what she's talking about. Everybody know hip-hop is a stepping stone for whatever agenda you're trying to push. I don't care what it is. I want to go sell yo-yos. Oh, yo, hippity hop. Yo, I got the yo-yos. Like, bro, I'm telling you, Hip hop is a stepping stone for any and everything. We let them in, they take advantage of it, and then they dip off.
Like, secondhand information when it comes to like reporting on hip hop and all that stuff. But
I think Maul made a great point in saying that we all do comment on shit that isn't our culture all the time.
We all do.
But I completely understand what Damaris is saying. And like, all right, when it comes to this specific topic, stay the fuck out of it. If it comes to any respect level with black women, I get it.
I think of the two clips that are going viral of his response, so it sounds like the outrage from Damaris is coming from like him with the commenting on the black woman, but the other clip that we all seem acceptable and funny was him Kendrick in a cell.
I do not find it
Because
funny.
that's at Kendrick.
Thank you, sis. Thank you.
That's not at like that's more of a, to Schultz's credit, like that's the more comedic, like that's the angle you should take, is like you're a sock puppet to me.
Mm. Nice.
I get
All
that.
right, let's try to have some fun with it. Who do we have in the fight?
Oh, it's not even close.
Yeah, I think I'm going Schultz. Man.
Yeah, it's not even.
I hate to say it.
Yeah, come on.
Nah,
y'all
but Kenny be
sleeping on
doing
Kendrick.
his burpees and shit.
I think y'all
You're not
sleeping on
wrong.
Kenny.
Yeah, that video is hard.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Okay,
Imagine he go out there and start going kung fu ya.
Like, what if Kendrick,
I hate
what if
to-
Kendrick roundhouse kicked Schultz and put him to sleep? Like, like what if Kendrick really knows some martial arts and we didn't know he was like studying?
Doesn't Schultz fight? Doesn't he like?
so how I know that, and I'm fine telling embarrassing things. When Schultz and I were having our small back and forth about some personal issues, my Irish rage tends to get in my brain sometimes. Did some research, saw him shadow boxing, saw him sparring. I was like, all right, he can fight.
That's all you had to see?
And his reach way different than mine.
Yeah.
He had certain angles. I was like, oh, he can fight.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Let me chill. Let me chill on my podcast.
Crazy.
I fare okay with a taller person in a fight out of experience and technicality. He has technical and way more reach than me. I wouldn't fare well in that fight.
Mm.
That'd
So
be a rough one.
So you're saying he would essentially be able to make love to you as well?
You could be on his other knee
It'd
next
be like,
to
yeah,
Kendrick.
it'd be like a
As
threesome. It'd be like a threesome. It'll be a little vanilla sandwich.
it's not
Schultz, I'm
laughing,
down to
bro.
go to the Tombs this weekend if you want. And we can settle this once and for all.
Oh man.
Oh man, y'all let me know what y'all think of these goofballs, man. I mean, that girl need to really get away from them. She's not laughing, she's not smiling, she's just like, what am I here for? What am I here for? But yeah, man, this is wild. This is wild. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's get that 73% of y'all not subscribed down to at least 50. Come on now. Hit the subscribe button. I'm not gonna stop posting. You keep coming back, you might as well go ahead. Just hit the button. It's just a button. That's it. If I could do all of this stuff, you can at least hit a button while you're just sitting there. Come on now. Don't do me like that. But y'all let me know what y'all think of the video, man. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.